Ukraine got attacked by Russia. They got invaded by Russia. Like, there are Ukraine troops, or sorry, there are Russian troops trying to attack Ukraine. It's not like Ukraine's trying to attack Moscow, right? That's not what's happening. And so, like, I don't understand. It's more complex. And no. I'm sure that it's more complex than that. But at the end of the day, all of those complexities, I think, do have to level down to like one or the other. And I think that really it's kind of fucked up that Trump is saying this. Like, I'm totally against his perspective on Ukraine. I think that he's doing a massive disservice to us diplomatically. And like, it doesn't mean that I support Ukraine about everything, and I want to.
I've been in the trenches and r/Asmongold. The whole set is turning against Trump over Ukraine. I'm surprised that he has this position on Ukraine. I wonder where this comes from.
Send troops over to Ukraine. I'm not saying that either, right? But like, I don't see why you go on national television and you, as the president of the United States, just repeat things like he's polling at 4%. Like, nobody said that.
A lot of Republicans are pissed about Trump's stance in Russia. Are conservatives, r/conservatives against Trump on Ukraine as well? Oh, his position on Ukraine has just been so it's not unbelievable. I keep saying that. I need to play video games. I hate this. It's just, he's doing exactly what he did. I don't think people realized exactly what happened with Afghanistan. Nobody actually knows. Donald Trump went to Doha with the negotiators of the Taliban, and they made a deal. Part of it was secret for negotiating total U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. And part of this deal was like, we released thousands of 5,000 Taliban prisoners. And the worst part was the Afghanistan government had absolutely no idea what this deal even was. Part of the reason why Afghanistan collapsed even faster than we thought it would when we were in the process of pulling out is because the Taliban would show up to areas and basically say, hey, this land has already been signed over to us. I don't even know why you retards are defending it. You need to get the and they'd be like, oh shit, I didn't even know. It was just like, it was this negotiated deal, quote unquote negotiation. This was just a complete and total and utter surrender of Afghanistan. Now, whether you think it was good or bad for us to surrender it is one thing, but that's all this was. And what we're seeing play out right now with Ukraine and Russia is the exact same thing. Trump flies to, I'm assuming they're in Riyadh, right? Because Saudi Arabia is overseeing the talks. Trump and Putin are in Riyadh. Riyadh. Zelensky is not invited. And what's the negotiation going to happen? What is Russia going to be giving up here? Like, who the knows? Like, so it's just like a total surrender. Except now Trump isn't even surrendering a U.S. position. He's surrendering on behalf of another country. I'm so triggered. I'm so sorry. Hold on, because somebody brought up the Abraham Accords in YouTube chat as well. You don't get credit for negotiating when you cut out the most difficult party to negotiate with. Like, who did I argue with last on stream that was saying the Abraham Accords? Well, actually, they were pretty good. You got to give them some credit for that. Fuck, this was an actual debate I had. Who was it recently? It's not impressive that you managed to negotiate some kind of Middle Eastern peace deal with Israel and Saudi Arabia and Morocco when these guys all have a super common enemy, which is Iran, and you cut the Palestinians out of the negotiated deal. Like, the Palestinian is the biggest issue right now when it comes to negotiating peace. What's like a fancy thing I could say? South of Iraq and Syria, whatever the fuck. Like, it's not very impressive. That was the hard part, was figuring out the Palestinian issue. Kicking that can down the road that's not really that impressive of a deal. Same thing with the Doha Accord. Is it accord or agreement, or I Google agreement? But these talks, this is not impressive. Good job. You surrendered to the Taliban. That's not an impressive negotiation. Oh, I think I might have spoken to, it was Coleman about that. I don't know if that full video is posted yet. And then same thing with what's going on right now with Russia and Ukraine. It's not going to be that impressive to negotiate peace if we just say, okay, well, we're going to make Ukraine do a full surrender, and then boom, we negotiate. Like, where are these great negotiation skills? Like, at the very least, in an ideal world, at the end of 4 years of Trump, and this is what really pisses me off about conservatives, I should be grumbling and like, oh, Trump, I hate him, blah, 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 blah. But then conservatives should be able to be like, yeah, you hate him, but look what he did for this country. How mad are you that our economy is rocking, that we've got the strongest alliance ever, that we trashed Russia with Trump's crazy negotiating abilities, right? That we've got some of the most favorable fucking, like, how mad are you? And it's like, ah, fuck you, Trump. That should be me. But it's not. Instead, I'm just like, watch my country being destroyed and our alliance with Europe being destroyed. That speech that Vance gave was crazy. That's like a historically insane speech to go over to Europe, be like, you guys don't have freedom of speech anymore. What I saw on X. Right? That was an insane speech for Vance to give. It was an insane speech. What are we getting for all of Trump's crazy negotiating strategies? Give me one fucking thing. Like, just show me something that we're getting for this. Because there's nothing. We're not getting anything. We're not getting anything for any of these strategies anywhere. We're not getting anything at all. Except triggered. We should read The Art of the Deal. True. What the fuck? Maybe it's all in there. Maybe the art of the deal is just giving up fucking everything until somebody does you a favor in the future. I don't know, man. Jesus Christ.
Annoys me about this the most is that there are a lot of things that Trump does that I agree with, right? Like, a lot of things I'm happy about. And I think the problem is that, like, I'm not a cultist, right? Like, I've never been a cultist. And so, well, not yet, at least. And anyway, I think some people are, and they...
Unfortunately, Community Notes is increasingly being gamed by governments and legacy media, working to fix this. There's a whole lot of what in this sentence. What do you mean working to fix this? Because whatever this is kind of sounds like it's some form of censorship, no? Or regulating alternative media, no? It should be utterly obvious that a Zelensky-controlled poll about his own approval is not credible. If Zelensky was actually loved by the people of Ukraine, he would hold an election. He knows he would lose in a landslide, despite having seized control of all Ukrainian media, so he canceled the election. In reality, he is despised by the people of Ukraine, which is why he's refused to hold an election. I challenge Zelensky to hold an election and refute this. He will not. President Trump is right to ignore him and solve for peace independent of the disgusting massive graft machine feeding off the dead bodies of Ukrainian soldiers. Damn, bro. That's some good-ass ketamine. He's really watching all of his words just float out there, huh?
And so, well, not yet, at least. And anyway, I think some people are, and they feel the need to defend this. If you're a fan of Trump and you like what Trump is doing in America, it's completely okay for you to call this out and say, bro, this is too much. You need to tone this shit down. Stop doing this. You're causing us so much trouble. What the f, right?
Jonathan Pye on Trump's Art of the Deal. Listen, Jonathan Pye both sides way too much, which triggered me. But also, I'm tired of his little gimmick is, I'm good on it. Okay.
And so that's really the way I think it. And that's the way I see it. I really don't care. Well, like, I kind of do in a way. Like, I stand not caring, but I do think that it's problematic. And at the end of the day, using reckless language and openly repeating lies like this about Ukraine, I think is ridiculous.